17 years ago, the Owen family came to Australia from Wales with a beautiful little girl who was then only 2 years old, Siobhan. Siobhan is now an award-winning Celtic harpist soprano, and she is my guest here today. Welcome, Siobhan. Lovely to have you on the program.
Thank you for having me.
We have the pleasure, we're going to hear you play shortly, and I can't wait because I think the Celtic harp is beautiful. You have a lovely voice. I've been reading about the things that you do. Tell me about the new album that you've just developed.
Well, about 4 months ago, I brought out a CD called Storybook Journey. Mm-hmm. The producer is Quentin Ayres.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
We all know Quentin.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and it's a bit different to my older CDs because it has more extra music in it, extra instruments to give it that more, better feeling.
Sure. Why is it called the Storybook Journey?
Well, one of the songs on it is called Storybook Journey.
Oh, okay. It's just the title of a song.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Let me go back to you coming to Australia. When did you first discover that you actually could sing? When did somebody say, Siobhan, you have a lovely voice and we're going to develop this?
When I was about 7, my parents decided to get me to join a choir, the Young Adelaide Voices.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and from there I got a singing teacher, Naomi Heed, and I just went from there. Yeah. And
did you always have an interest in the harp, or was that something that was thrust upon you?
When I was about 14, I met a friend on MySpace, a French singer and harpist. She came over to play for the Fringe Festival, and she asked me to sing with her while she accompanied me on the harp. And when I sang with the harp, I just grew to love it and decided I'd get my own harp and start playing.
And this harp that you've bought, it's actually been handcrafted for you, I understand?
Yeah, by Tim Guster.
Yes, here in Adelaide.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful instrument.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So is this been, did you always think it would be Celtic music that you would sing? Is it naturally just part of your heritage? Have you ever thought of moving off into other areas, or is it just an intrinsic part of Siobhan?
Well, I actually started singing classical music, and one day my singing teacher gave me a Celtic piece, an Irish piece, and she got me to sing it in the Celtic way. And I've just been singing lots of Celtic pieces since then, but I do still sing classical, and sometimes I'll even sing a bit of jazz.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good to diversify, but that Welsh bloodline is coming through, definitely. Yes. Now tell me about the concert you have to launch the new album.
Well, last Friday and next Friday, I'm having launches with Quentin Ayres actually playing along with me, because he did play a few instruments on my CD, the guitar, the dulcimer, the piano, the flugelhorn.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's a multi-instrumentalist.
Yes, yes. And where will the launches be?
The next one will be at... Sorry, mental blank.
That's okay. That's okay. Not a problem. We can certainly source that out. We've got a web page. We can look for doing that sort of thing, can't we? So it'll be an opportunity for people to come and see you play and buy the album. But you are able to get the album off of your website anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you also, I understand, you're going to be representing Wales next year at a special festival.
Yes, in Los Angeles.
Yes.
They're having a St. David's Day festival, and I'll be the headline act for the opening performance.
Wonderful. So you're getting all sorts of opportunities to travel as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm actually doing, because me and my family are going back to Wales for Christmas, where I'm going to be performing 3 times, once in Wales and twice in England.
Oh, good. That was my next question. Do you spend much time in Wales? Do you have a chance to get back very often?
We went back when I was 10, and then again when I was 16. And yeah, so probably not that often, but...
Because you were just a tiny little thing when you left.
Yeah, I was only 2.
Yes. And you have lots of family back in Wales?
Yeah, all my family's back in Wales.
Yes.
And
they'd be very
Liverpool.
proud of you. Bringing lots of notoriety, if you like, back to Wales. People, you know, you're really a wonderful advertisement for the country, which is good. Now tell me, I heard you singing the national anthem on something I saw on the webpage. What was that for?
I sang the Welsh national anthem for the rugby game between Australia and Wales in Sydney.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's been a highlight for you so far?
Probably that, because
Yes.
it's the biggest audience I've ever sang to.
Wow. Were you nervous?
Extremely nervous.
I bet, yeah. That's something you'll always have though, isn't it? You'll always have, all good performers have a little bit of nerves before they go on stage.
Yeah.
And where do you see yourself going from here?
I'm hoping to become a performer in Adelaide, but also travel around a bit to different countries, and probably teach a bit of voice on the side.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So are you specialising with the harp or with the singing side of it? Teaching both, you think?
Possibly teaching both by then, but right now I still feel like a beginner, like I probably couldn't teach a person.
The harp or the voice?
The harp. The
Yes.
voice I've been singing for a while.
For a long time. So you probably could do that.
Yeah.
You could start a little school, the Siobhan Owen singing school, and incorporate things.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I think you'd be very good with young ones, getting them involved, and they could see you as a shining example. Yes, yes. So what does the rest of this year have for you? You know, what are your plans for this year? I mean, next year we know you're heading off to LA. That'll be exciting.
Yeah, this year I have a couple more album launches, and then I'm going back to Wales in December. So there's not too much going on.
This year's
Yeah.
almost done, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when is the festival in Los Angeles?
March, beginning of March, 3rd I think it was.
Yes. And that is for, I had it written down here, that is the St David's Day Festival in LA.
Yeah.
Okay. In March 2013. So I hear that you've won several awards. What are the awards that you've won? Tell me about those.
There's quite a few.
Yes. Well, just the ones that are most significant to you.
I guess there have been some online ones between lots of people from different countries with the classical crossover. Yeah, so.
Yes. Any one that it stands out to you as being the one you're most proud of?
Well, I'm proud of all of them.
All of them,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. Sounds like you've done a lot for a young woman in this field. So you're doing this professionally now. You've left school, I'm assuming, and working full time as a.
I left school when I was 16 to do a diploma in classical music at the Adelaide University.
Right.
And I was doing a bachelor in music education, but I'm swapping over to performance and pedagogy because I decided I want to be a performer more than a teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And your performing skills will develop, and that'll see you go even further. So what are you going to play for us after the break? We're going to have you playing, and what will you be playing for us? A Celtic piece or
It's a Scottish piece by Dougie MacLean.
Yes.
It's Caledonia.
Will be good to hear. And tell me, have you got to the stage now where you can say I prefer to play Celtic or I prefer to play classical? Anything in particular?
I do prefer to play Celtic because I feel like I can put more emotion into it and into my voice.
Wonderful. Good. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you, so stay with us because very shortly Siobhan will be back with her beautiful Celtic harp and she's going to sing for us. Stay tuned.
I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me. These last few days I've been afraid that I might drift away. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. I'm sitting here before the fire, the empty room, the forest choir. The flames of coal don't get any higher. They've withered now, they've gone. But I'm steady thinking my way is clear, and I know what I will do tomorrow. When hands have shaken, the kisses flowed, then I will disappear. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had.
A
That
voice
was lovely.
of an angel.
Yes, I said that. I
You
promised
did
that
say
at the
that.
beginning of today. I promised that. And she is lovely, and interesting to know that that harp was also made here
In Adelaide?
In Adelaide, yes. Not over in Celtic land.
I'd quite like a piece like that in my house. I think
Would
it's
you?
just a
Yes, but
beautiful
you've got to
piece.
play it.
No, well, I could pretend to play
You
it, couldn't
can't
I?
just stand in the corner and
I
gather
would try and
dust.
play it. If I had a piece of an instrument like that, you would want to try and play it,
Well,
wouldn't you?
one of our camera people here, Bess, actually knew all about Siobhan.
She did.
Because she was walking through the woods one day at a folk festival and heard this amazing voice and music coming out of the distance.
Did she?
And she was drawn to it. And she got a real thrill tonight because she met her for the first time. Was
Oh,
able
that's a
to
lovely story.
listen. And she had her CDs and everything.
Well, there you are.
So there's a lot of people that work here on Our Time who make our time possible for your time. And don't forget, you can find out who's on our show and a little bit more about them by visiting our website or...
Well, we have a phone number if you'd like to contact us, and also we're on Facebook, so that's
on
another
Our
way.
Time TV.
Our Time TV.
Is what you go to on Facebook. And we hope to see you again very soon on Our Time, because we are enjoying bringing you a group of people who are in our age group and our, as they say in
very
television terms,
diverse, we are
very diverse, yes, in our demographic. So until we see your demographic next time,
Thank you for joining us.
from Janice and Malcolm at Our Time.
Bye-bye for now.